Alright, December 26th, 2012, day after Christmas, and going to mix the record finally with Max Norman. I'm really excited about meeting him in a few minutes. How can Max make the rest of the track sound like that if you're already like out of the studio?
Well, because you've got like 6 different mixes or 8 different mixes or 10 different, however many you got. So you take the best mix for this part, and then you take the best mix for the middle 8, and you cut them together. So you can do that too.
So you actually change the mix during the track?
Yeah, you just take that particular section of mix and chop it into your original mix. So you can do that too.
That week was a fun week, but very, very stressful when we were in the studio in Carriage House in Stamford, Connecticut. It was a fantastic studio, and Max Norman, who's one of my all-time favorite producers, was kind enough to actually come out of retirement and mix this record, so I'm very, very fortunate to have had that happen. This was really intense. We worked in the studio literally between 14 and 16 hours every day of those 7 days. We had a huge 48 channel SSL board and just a ton of outboard gear. It was a great time, but with mixing, it's so stressful because you know that just every time you're done with a tune, and then that's it. That's what's on the record. That's what people will look back at years from now, and that's just the way it is. So you're just afraid of missing something, and especially when you're not in your own environment, when you're not at home and you're just listening to it in a studio, you're not sure exactly what you're hearing. So for me, it's just extremely stressful, especially after making Out of Oblivion a few years ago, and I have some real horror stories about the mix of Out of Oblivion and all the problems that happened at that time. So I still have nightmares about it, and that's another reason why I was really stressed when we mixed Live the Dream. But in the end, just now listening to it a year later, I'm really happy with what we got. And 7 days is a good amount of time for doing a mix, but it still wasn't enough. And like, I wish we really had the budget to stay there for 2 months. I'm sure we would have found enough stuff to mix for 2 months, and we would have used that whole entire time for sure. But now I'm very grateful to have had Max Norman mix it, and this was a great experience and definitely a really, really good memory. I am absolutely exhausted. Yesterday was January 1st, 2013. And we finished mixing after 7 long days of 16 hours a day, just mixing with Max Norman. And we had a great time, and the album is like really almost finished. It's sounding really good, and I just gotta go and listen to it maybe 10 more times and see if I like everything. But yeah, we're in Carriage House Studios in Stamford, Connecticut, and it's a great studio. We got treated really, really nicely here. So if any one of you needs a studio, this is the place to go. I'll show you around. It's absolutely awesome. So they got a huge room to record here with a grand piano and a bunch of vintage amps and all kinds of stuff. All the old Fenders and Marshalls and all kinds of awesome things. And come over, I'll show you more of what we got. We got some more vintage amps here. We got some nice Marshall cabinets. They got a cool 4x12, a purple Marshall 4x12 cabinet. That's really, really awesome. And here we got the mixing room, which is my favorite place. As you can see, we mixed everything on a 48 channel SSL board. And yeah, that shit makes it sound really, really, really good. And here you got all the outboard gear, you know, a bunch of analog tube compressors, eventide harmonizers, all kinds of effects, all kinds of good stuff. Neat equalizer units, and here you got some tape machines, which we didn't get to use this time around, but they're here. So this studio has anything that anyone could ever want. We had a great time here, and yeah, like I said, I'm exhausted. I need some sleep, but going back to Massachusetts now, and I gotta teach some cute guitar students. So yeah, stick around and I'll have this album ready for you ASAP. So keep on rocking and Happy New Year. What do you want to eat tonight?
A spicy meatball!